A to Z of ABCD of Excel shortcuts. So I have written for your purpose that the control I have written here, select all bold. These are the shortcut keys which I have written here, and the keys is control A, you can see here, control C, E, you can see here. So in this way you can refer the shortcuts. But I'll show you the practical how to work on this 23 shortcuts from control A to control Z. You might be saying 23, there are 26 alphabets, but 3 shortcuts are not available here. That's the control. If you see that the control M, control Q, all the shortcuts are not available. So 23 shortcuts from control A to control Z. So let's see one by one for this. Now let's start with the control A shortcut. If I keep my cursor outside somewhere and if I press control A, the entire sheet gets selected. But if what I can do is I can just select, if I keep my cursor at this place where there's a data surrounding, and if I press control A, you see the data gets selected around that. Similarly, if I keep my cursor at this place like this, and if I press control A, so this data would be selected. So control A is for select the entire sheet sometimes, and control A is for selecting the data. Now depends when you keep your cursor wherever accordingly. Next I have control B. What exactly control B is for bold? So I'll select control A. Right now we have seen, and if I press control B, B stands for bold. So you see this bold has been highlighted here. If I again press control B, it will come to the normal bold. Next I have control C. Control C is for copy. Now how do I find out whether it is copied or not? If you first observe, there are dancing ants surrounding the data. But second option how you can watch is, you can go to this home tab and click on this clipboard. You see the data is selected here and the data is copied here. So this is Monday month. That is the month number Jan. So month number Jan, all these have been copied in the clipboard. So I close that clipboard. That is for control C. Next I have control D is for flash fill. Now what exactly flash fill is? Sorry, control D is for fill down. Now if I want to get Jan in the entire data, if I drag down, I'll not get Jan, but I'll get list. If you remember, we have seen the custom list topic. Custom list will give me the list of all the data into that series. So Jan, Feb, March, April, May, everything is shown. But what I want is, I want only Jan. So I'll just press Ctrl Z, that is for undo. I'll select this entire column like this, the first cell selected and the entire blank, and I'll press Ctrl D. D stands for fill down. So Ctrl D, and you see the data is filled down, right? Ctrl D is for fill down. Next I have Ctrl E. What exactly Ctrl E stands for is, I'll show you here. In this place, you see I have all the days Monday to Sunday. Now I want to use a shortcut where I can get first to 3 alphabets of a text. Let's say MON, UE, WAD. Those are like the first 3 alphabets of this word. How do I get it? So I'll just type for first type, that is MON for Monday, short form of Monday. And what I'll do is I'll press shortcut key from my keyboard, Control E. So once I press Control E, you see all the 3 alphabets from the starting, what that word is given here. Now if you don't want the starting 3 alphabets, you want the last 3 alphabets, again what you can do is I'll just delete it and I'll type here DAY, last 3 alphabets, and I'll press Control E. You see last 3 alphabets, now you might be watching, there are not 3 alphabets, there are 5 alphabets. Because I have to train it one more time, what I can do is I can just delete this again. Yeah, and I'll type as DAY and DAY. So you understood twice if I tell him DAY, not this SDAY. And I'll press Control E, and you see everything, last 3 alphabets are given. So they are same. Okay, so you cannot find the difference, but it works 100%. Last 3 alphabets. So Control E stands for flash fill, right? This is only available in the newer version of Excel, not in the previous version, 2010, 7 and 3, they are not available. So Control E is for flash fill. Next I have Control E, Control F. F for find. When I press Control F, F for find. And now that is for finding. Now I've already typed here Monday, you can type Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever you want, and click on find next. So once you click on find next, your cursor will come and stop to that place where the text contains Monday. Again, if you click on find next, you might see this find next, there's no other find all. Yeah. So once you click on find all, you get all the data wherever, what sheet name, or what file name, what sheet name, and what cell number you have that text. So I do not want right now, so Control F is for find. Control G is for go to. Suppose you want to go to some cell number in your sheet, let's say cell number I5. So I just press Control G from my keyboard and press I5 from in this place, in the reference field, and I'll click on OK. My cursor right now is in cell number H12, but when I click on OK, my cursor will be in the cell number I5. You see my cursor in the cell number I5, it's the name box. Similarly, if I want to go to some other cell number, again I'll press Control G from my keyboard. And if I want to go to some cell number, let's say I want to go to I9, and if I click on OK, my cursor should come in the place I9. So F for find and G for go to, and next I have Control H for replace. Now, if I want to replace, let's say, some word, let's say Sunday, I want to replace it with some day, let's say Sunday is usually happy day for all the people. So I want to replace Sunday with happy day. So I'll press Ctrl H from my keyboard. Ctrl H will give me a similar dialog box for find and replace. Find was Ctrl F, replace is Ctrl H. Now I want to replace this text which is given as Sunday, and I want to replace it with the text as happy day. And now what I'll do is I'll click on find next. So once I get my find next, my cursor goes to that place, and then I can click on replace. So once I click on replace, you see what happens. Sunday will be replaced with happy day. Now it's working. So happy day is working here. So find and replace will come in the same dialog box. So H for replace. Next I have I. So Control I stands for italic. So at first I'll select the entire data, and if I press Control I from my keyboard, Control I is for italic, right? So this is italic form. If you do not want italic form, press go back, Control I, it goes away. So italic is given here. Next I have J, Control J. There's nothing for Control J, but we have something for Control K, and that's very interesting. You can put a hyperlink to any word or text using just one click, just using a shortcut Control K. If I click on this happy day, and I want to jump to suppose as Facebook, I'll press Control K, and I can put a hyperlink on that text. So Control K, selected the cell, press Control K. I'll get a dialog box that is insert hyperlink, and just type the website name where you want to link. I'll type here Facebook, www.facebook.com, and I'll click on OK. So you see that has been hyperlinked. Now when you click on that text, or you can say that hyperlink, it will open facebook.com on your default browser. For me, the default browser is IE, Internet Explorer, and you see the Facebook is open. So I'll not open right now, I'll go for the training back. So Control K is for hyperlink. Next I have Control L. K after that L. I have some data given here. If I want to form it as a table, how do I get it? I'll press Control L from my keyboard, Control L, and you see I'll get a dialog box, create table. By default, they have selected the dancing ants because my cursor was inside the data, and my table has headers. So I just click on OK, and you see this is a table created. How do I find out whether it is a table or not? If you see, I have the table tools as the design tab. If I keep my cursor outside, the table tool goes away. I'll come back to this place. That's a table. If you want to remove a table, I just go to design. I can say as convert to range and click on yes. So this becomes a normal range, not a table. Next I have after Control L. See, don't forget I have written here the shortcut. So for your reference, we are on the shortcut. Let's say Control L, that is the insert table. Control M, as it is given as blank, there is no shortcut for Control M. Control N is a new workbook. I'll press Control N from my keyboard. You see I have in the new workbook. Control N creates a new workbook. Control N. So you can just close it, right? But if you find it difficult to close, you do not have a mouse, right? What you can do is you can press Control W from my keyboard. Control W also closes it. You see Control W, Control W. If I again press Control W, the last works because I've worked on it. It will ask me, do you want to save or not? I'll say I not want to save. I will still continue the shortcuts. So that is Control N for new workbook, W for close the workbook. After N, I have, what do I have is O. Control O is for open workbook. I'll press Control O. You know, my cursor will come at this place. Control O for open. I can give the location and I can select the file given at this place. O. Control P is for print. Once I press Control P, it will come to that place, Control P, and it will show the print preview. Also, what do I want to customize? We have seen detail in the video, Control P for print. Next, I have Control Q, that is Control Q, there's nothing, no shortcut available. Next, I have Control R. Now, what exactly Control R stands for? If you remember, we have seen Control D, it goes for downfill like this. But what if I want on the right hand side? I'll press Control R. So, Control R will take on the right hand side, Control D will take me on the down side, that is a fill down, fill right. These are the shortcut names. After R, I have Control S. S stands for save. Control S and the workbook gets saved. Now it is difficult to understand whether it is saved or not. So what I'll do is I'll create a new workbook. Control N, and now I'll try to save this because the blank workbook it will ask what is the name, what is the location. Control S. So you see I am on the save as place, and it will ask me the location and the name of the file. So Control S is for save. I'll close this. Next I have, I'll just delete S. Yeah. Next I have, after S I have Control T. What exactly T stands for? T stands for again table. If you remember, L stands for table, Control L. Similarly, T also stands for table. They both share the same shortcut because the previous version and the newer version they have brought it together. So if I press Control T, I'll get the same dialog box, create table, click on OK. So again, the table has formed. If you see the table tools, I'll remove the table, click on convert to range, click on this. So Control T for table, and T, after that I have U. So I'll select Control A like this, and if I press Control U, that becomes as underline. So you see all the text which I have selected is been underlined, right? Control U, and after that I have V. Control V stands for paste. But for pasting something, you need to have data to be copied. So what I'll do is I'll just select this data and I'll press copy, Control C from my keyboard, and I'll keep my cursor at that place where I want to paste, Control V. So this data will be pasted here. Control V is the shortcut key. And if you want to go more detail into it, you can just click on this. You get all the options. Paste, formatting, transpose, skip blanks, and different options available. So Control V is for paste. After U, V, W, I have W. W stands for closing the workbook. Control W, you see it's closing the workbook, but before closing it is asking me, do you want to save the workbook or not? So etiquettes, so I'll just click on cancel W. Next I have cancel, that is the Control X is for cut. So if I select this, and if I want to cut it from this place, I'll just press Control X from my keyboard, Control X, so it will cut. You see it is being cut. Again it will come in the clipboard. It will come in the clipboard, and then you can paste it somewhere like this. If you paste Control V, so from here, so that is Control X, and after that I have two shortcuts very useful, that is Y and Z. Y stands for redo and Z stands for undo. I start with the undo. Control Z, whatever I've done right now, it will go back. Reverse the command whatever it's done. So if I press Control Z, it will undo the action which I've done previously. And if you want to redo that action, read again, I'll press Control Y from my keyboard like this. So these are the shortcuts for redo and undo, whatever action you have done. So these are the shortcuts. The long cuts are given as this undo and redo all the places. So these are all the shortcuts from Control A to Control Z. I hope you have understood all the 23 shortcuts, and definitely it will save your time and will be helpful for your working futurely. Right? That's all.
Yes. So I think all the functions which you can use it, you can just go through once. It is there in the video, and if you have any doubts, please let me. It's very pretty simple. You can see Control 1, Control T, Control A, B, C, and what is Control X, Control Y. So you have to just keep on use the shortcuts. Then you can understand like whether the shortcut is useful for you. Okay, just start using it. Don't memorize it. Start using it. So from A to Z, only 3 keys we are not using. That's all we are using. So start using it. Right? Okay. Right. Any doubts on this?
No.
No. Okay. Shall we get into shortcuts like F1 to F12? See, we have F1, F2, F3 keys over here, right? We have the same shortcuts will be edited by F12. I think all the keys have the functions, so we can see that functions, right?
In this video, we'll be looking for some more shortcuts related to from F1 to F12. Let's see that one by one. Now, when you only press F1, you might be knowing this, you get a help function. So similarly, if you only press some particular keys, therefore if you see I've not written here control, neither I've written as alt, I've just written as alone. For example, if you just press alone F1 key from a keyboard, what will happen? It will open the help tab, help dialog box, where you can see the help and find out the options. So let's see that practically how we can go. These are the notes for you. After this video, you can refer this notes and you can remember those shortcuts again. So let's see that how we can go. If I press F1 from my keyboard, a help window will open for the Excel. I'll press F1 from my keyboard, and you see there's a help open for 2016 version which I'm working right now. I can just type in here and press enter. Related to some, I'll get all the different functions which are available in the Excel sheet. I'll just close it. Right now I do not want it. Next one is if I want to edit any cell without using mouse, how do I do it? So if I want to edit this cell, let's say there's Smith written over here, and I want to add Smith, comma, or Smith some space, some word. How do I do that? When we have a mouse, we just double click and do it. But without using mouse, you can just press F2 key from a keyboard. That is F2 key from a keyboard, and you can just type here space, and you can just type here as atom or any word you can say, and press enter. So this way you can get it added over here. That is F2 for edit a cell. Next I have that's F3. Now you might have seen the topic for the name range. Now if you see here carefully, I have selected this area and I've given the name for this range as names. And what I want is, I want to type that names in this area itself. So I am in the same cell. If you see there's D2, I want to type here in F2 or G2 anywhere. What I'll do is, I'll press F3 from my keyboard, only F3. What will happen, I'll get a dialog box. In that dialog box, it will give me all the name ranges which are already in the Excel sheet. I'll press F3 from my keyboard.
Microsoft Excel is a very powerful tool. Surprisingly, most people and businesses are yet to.
Now you can see these are the name ranges which are available. There's only one range name which is available. It says, do you want to paste the name? I'll say yes, yes, I want to paste the name, and I'll click on OK. So once I click on OK, what will happen is, it will say as equal to names. So names is nothing but a name range, and I'll press enter, and you see the name as given here. So similarly, if I type here same F3, I'll just press F3 from my keyboard, select this names and click on OK and press enter. What will happen? But what if I type here, if I keep my cursor at this location and press F3, let's see what happens. I'll press F3, I'll select this name, click on OK, and I'll press enter. So what will happen is, it will not give me the value. The formula was same, the function was same, shortcut key F3. But always remember, when you have a name range, it works only in that area, in that record. If the name range is from D2 to D9, it will work only in that range till the entire end record. It will not work in D1, in this one first row. It will neither work after this itself. See, let's see one more try we can do it. I'll press F3 from my keyboard, I'll select this name range and I'll click on OK, and I'll press enter. You see, it's not working here. But if I type the same thing here, it will work 100%. The last one, I'll show you F3 and select the names and I'll click on OK, enter. So you see, it's working. Same name range will be given here, all the places. So I'll delete it. So F3 shortcut I was trying to show you, that is pasting the name range. Next, I have something as F4 is what you call as repeat action. Suppose what I'll do is, I have copied this, Control C, and if I want to paste it here, Control V, and if I want to repeat this action again, I'll use the shortcut key F4 from my keyboard. I'll press F4 from my keyboard, you see the action is repeated again. So like this, if you keep on pressing F4, the action will be repeated again. Next, I have something, if I want to go to the dialog box of go to, how I can go, I'll just press F5 from my keyboard, I'll press F5 from my keyboard, I'll get a dialog box. Where do you want to go? Do you want to go to this names, that is the range, or do you want to go to some table, or do you want to go to some reference, that is the cell number. So I'll type here a cell number, let's say I5. So right now I'm in the cell number G8, I want to go to I5, I'll click on OK. My cursor, if you see, is in the cell number I5. Yeah, here it is. Here it is in the cell number I5. So I can jump to that place using the shortcut key. One is Control G, and here I have F5. Now, next one is a bit different. That is F6 is like if you want to go to the next, pane itself. So if you see here, F6 is next pane. Now, what exactly the pane says is, I'll just try to explain you. If I press F6 from my keyboard, right now my cursor is in this pane, this area. I'll press F6. I'll press F6 from my keyboard. If you observe, this will be highlighted. That is a taskbar at the bottom which will be highlighted. Again, if I press F6 from my keyboard, what will happen? It will go on the top. Now I'll again press F6 from my keyboard. F6, you see it went again to that place. Now I'll keep on pressing F6 one more time. I'll press F6 from my keyboard, and again F6, you see at this location and at this place. You see it keeps on changing. I'll press F6, F6, F6. So F6 is if you want to change the panes from this pane to this pane or the last pane itself, so you can keep on using shortcut key F6 from your keyboard. Next I have, that is the the shortcut key, that is the F7, that is nothing but a spell check. What exactly the spell check is, suppose I've written some wrong name or some spelling here, that is, I've written here this spelling. Now if you want to check the spelling, what you can do is you can press F7 from a keyboard, it's a shortcut key for spell check. I'll press F7 from my keyboard. It will ask you, do you want to start the checking of the spellings at the beginning of the sheet? I'll say yes. Yes. It will give you options, all the options, what do you want. So go to, you want to use that GOT or GOO or GO or anything. If you want to select this GO2, and I can select as, I can click on ignore once, ignore all, I can say as change. So once I click on change, it will go to the next spell check and it will give me loads of options available. Right now I do not want to just click on close option and click on OK. Next one I was on the shortcut key that was as spell check. Next I have F8 key. Now without using mouse, if you want to select the areas without using mouse or the mouse pad from a laptop, what I can do is I want to select this entire region. So what you have to do is you have to press F8 from the keyboard. I'll press F8 from my keyboard like this. F8, F8, yeah. Now I'll use only one hand and I can show you how to use the arrow keys. Right arrow key, down arrow key, right? So F8 is used to expand your selection. Once it is done, you can just copy, paste, format, bold, italic, underline, whatever you want, and then you can leave it. Similarly, I'll just show you one more example. Right now my cursor is at this place, at this location. I want to select some few cells around that. So if I want to expand my selection is, I have to press F8 key. That is from my keyboard, I'll press F8 key, that's it. Now again you can leave it and you can use your arrow keys. So suppose if I use down arrow key, right arrow key or left arrow key. So this way I can keep on selecting the cells. So F8 is used for expanding the selection. Next I have F9, which is used to calculate a workbook. Now for calculating the formulas in the workbook, I have some numbers as 10 to 80, and if I want sum of all the numbers, I'll press Alt equal to from my keyboard, Alt equal to, and I'll get the sum. I'll get the sum Alt equal to, yeah. So I've pressed Alt equal to, I've got sum of all the ranges, and I'll press enter. So once I press enter, I've got the answer as 360. Now suppose if I change the number from here, let's say 10 to let's say 60, in the sense I'll change it to 40. So or 50, I'll change it to 50. I'm expecting answer more than 360. I'll type here 50, enter. But if you see, if you observe, the answer did not change. Why it did not change? I'll just show you the reason. If I change it to 80 and press enter, you see the answer did not change. Let me check the formula. It's correct. The function is correct, equal to sum E2 to E9. Now what is the problem exactly? I'll first explain you why it happened. I'll go to this file option. I'll go to options. This is a long cut, but I'm trying to show you why we are working on it. And if I go to formulas, if you see, it says calculation options. I have selected by default as manual. I need to recalculate it manually. So recalculate workbook before saving it. So before saving it, it will calculate and then save it. Right now, I'll click on OK. So I have to do a manual calculation. So now if you see, for your understanding, I've written as F9 for calculate all. Now what exactly calculate all will say is, so now if I change it to let's say 50, still it is not changing. Why it is not changing? Because I have to do it manually. How we can do it? You have to press F9 key from a keyboard. So I'll press F9 from my keyboard and you see the answer changes automatically. Again, one more example, I'll just change it to 100, enter, and I'll press F9 from my keyboard and you can see the number has automatically changed. So this shortcut can be used to calculate.
User.
F11 is the shortcut key to create a new chart in a separate sheet. We have seen in the previous video, which was there, if you want to create a chart in the same sheet, it was Alt F1. So I'll just remove this because I do not want it. I'll go back to that place, alone. Yeah, this is the place. Yeah. So how do you create a chart is, keep your cursor and press F11 from a keyboard. And the last one I have F12, that is the save as. I'll just press F12 from my keyboard and it will save the file, and you want to save as a duplicate file, save as. You can give the name of the file, you can give the type of the file, and you can click on save button. If you do not want, click cancel button. So I hope these are all the functions which are available for alone key F1 to F12, and that's all for this video. Thank you.
Yes, I think it's pretty useful for us because I told with the control and alt shortcuts with A to Z, as well as from F1 to F2. I think these are the keyboards which we use, right? Key shortcuts, whatever the keys. See, the keys, shortcuts is nothing but from the keyboards with F1 with the functions, as well as with the A to Z shortcuts. So I think it is pretty much clear. Any doubts on this? If you watch the video, you can go ahead and just use it. It will work. It will work. Okay, because I'm using it, so it will work. So any issues on that? Anything you want to know about the shortcuts which we have discussed now? Guys, any doubts?
No, Vijay.
In this video, we'll be looking for some basic kind of shortcuts.
Guys, okay, guys, you have to practice it when you're working in Excel. You should go, you should check, then start practicing like, oh, I have shortcuts, I have to use it. So try to use it. Even though if you take 1 minute time extra, try to use it. If you start using it, then you won't go for any long function, only the shortcut function you use. So it helps your work do better and very much easier and time consuming also. So it not come in one day, you have to start using it. Okay, right? Right. So next we will see some shortcut single key, how it works.
Or you can say not mostly shortcuts, is just using the keys in the keyboard. Let's see how. I have some shortcuts as if you see the very first one, that is a delete. Delete is very simple. Suppose I have some text written here as some name is given as here. If I want to delete it, just I'll keep my cursor at this place and use my delete key. I'll press delete. Same way, it is deleted. If you want it back, you can bring it using other shortcut, Control Z and all. So delete key is used to clear the data in your cell wherever it is. Next shortcut.
Okay, this one I don't want to explain it very much better because you people is aware of this. So delete is nothing but just go and whatever is present in the cell, we can delete it. See, page up, page down is the up down, that is a vertical scroll bar, and the right and the down horizontal bar. Left arrow keys left, right arrow right, up arrow up, down arrow up, and space bar if you press whatever is there in the cell, no space in the cell, and then the edit mode. So you can press the space bar. So whatever is there, then we can press enter. Tab, you can move right. So tab if you give in the cell, no, the tab will move to the next cell, next cell, next cell. Okay, backspace, you have to delete that entire thing. Enter, move to one cell to another. These are the very single shortcut keys which is available, and this is what he's going to explain. It's pretty straightforward. There is nothing to work on this part. Okay, so far what we have seen over here is completely into all the basic functions which we have seen, and about that formulas and basic formulas and basic functions and shortcuts. I think we have seen everything. So I think only one doubt has been raised about the date functions. I can request the person to just connect me about this. So if he is available, then I can just tell you how it works. I don't know what exactly the issues he is facing, so that I can work on it. From which function he is facing, just I should know. Okay, then I can explain this thing. So that's what we complete like Excel 101 course content today. So any doubts, it's for Q&A, anything, you just like let me know so that I can work and I can get back to you, or I can explain you now also. Guys, is this everything is understood, or anything you're facing, any difficulties? Because everything I'll be explaining slide by slide. So I think it is very, it's a video where it shows, and I just pausing everything and I just explaining you. So please let me know in case of any difficulties. Okay, so I presume that like people don't have. Sachin,
Vijay, everything is clear, but do we have the assessment for this current week?
Assessment on Saturday, Sachin?
Yeah, for this week, current week.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow, right.
It's because I need to frame the questions. It takes a little bit of time because this is a very basic one.
Okay.
So let me check. If possible, I try to do it.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Okay, Kartika, we can do it tomorrow, right? I have to refresh the questions. And we can do it, right?
Yeah. Or else we can do it on Tuesday, sir. Tuesday evening.
Okay, Tuesday is fine for you people. Sachin,
Okay.
Tuesday is fine.
Yes, Vijay. No issues.
Okay. We'll complete this week itself. Within 1 or 2 days, we'll complete this. We can wrap it up. Not an issue.
Okay.
Okay, because I need to check the questions. I need to wrap it up and see whether it will be valuable questions and whether it is really helpful, or I need to phrase the questions. A lot of things are there, so I need to check on that part. Then I speak to Kartika. Then I can just get to know. I'll share the questions and then we can open the session for the assessment. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Great. So team, thank you for all your support. I think I have given the gap of 2 weeks because I want you people to just go through the video and get it done. I think how many of them have gone through the video? Whatever we are explained here, the same thing is there in the video. So there's nothing to go and check the video again. Something is new. Everything is same what we are discussing on a weekly basis, and the video which is given there, and the same thing is there. Okay. If you want to know something different or something you want to know this is not happening, please get back to me. It's always open. And I will get back to you if definitely I am aware of this, something what you are asking for me and shortcuts or whatever you are looking for. If I'm not able to do it at that point of time, then definitely I will check and get back to you if it is not possible at that point of time. Okay, so please take care and let us see. We'll see it in the assessment and we'll publish the scores. Before we wrap up, any concerns?
Okay, Vijay.
Any questions? Anything you want to discuss?
No.
So any kind of questions to improve the next batch? Anything is required for me, or is this fine? Is this slow, fast, paced? Anything is for me?
Vijay, this is perfect, Vijay.
This is fine. Okay. Because I want the next batch to be in a different way. So different way in the sense like I'm just playing the videos, I'm showing something is what in the real time scenario. So I think that will help in Excel. I think Excel it works. So anything you want to
Vijay, for the next batch, I can you can start with the activities rather than displaying the video. So that I think for any particular topic we can you can provide an example with an activity, so that like sharing your screen. So I think that will be useful because normally people will go through all the videos. So for that particular video, if you provide an activity like an example, like this can be displayed like this, so it will be useful for them.
Okay. Yeah, got it, Sachin. See, I thought of doing that, but the problem is the people are very much beginners because they don't know Excel shortcut, they don't know what is there in the keys. If I show that video, they may not listen.
Right.
That is the reason I haven't given this. I already had a thought of this. Let me show one activity because they see as a video, but they will not understand what is there inside.
Okay.
But I try to do it. Maybe I can do 1 week this, and next week I can show that activity so that people can understand. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, noted.
Right.
I can do that.
Okay.
Okay, great. So please have your assessments. I think assessment maybe tomorrow or within Tuesday we can complete it and closure of this Excel 101. So definitely it's a good start. Why I'm saying this is the third batch I'm looking into, and I can see the participants is more comparatively with all the batches. So thanks for all the people who have joined for all the sessions, and most probably like out of 10 or 12 sessions, I think I can see most number of people are joined, and I think I can see the participant list is less than like 60 is the maximum. List. So 60 is maximum what I have seen, and still people are there, 60 of them. I'm very happy for see the participant list who have joined the session. So that is because of I want to join that you may get a benefit out of it. I'm not sure, but I feel that yes, that will be useful for you people on a day-to-day life when you work in Excel. So in case of anything, not only this, if you can feel free to ask me. If you are stuck with someone, you can call me, ask these doubts. You're always welcome, and I will be available. Yeah, thanks all. Just let us see.
Thanks,
yeah, thank you for your support too. Bye, take care.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.